Jacob Tharp, 20 years old, Auburn Jr., World Under-20 champion. He stepped onto the track in Oregon for a race that was supposed to be routine. What happened next had not been done at this meet in 50 years. Track legends could not believe what they were watching, and now he has one race left to prove it. Jacob Tharp is 20 years old. He grew up in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and went to Rockvale High School. There, he ran hurdles and played basketball, helping lead his team to a district title. His speed carried over from the court to the track, and Auburn University took notice. He signed with the Tigers and stepped onto the national stage almost right away. In 2024, Tharp finished as the runner-up at the NCAA Championships as a freshman. That same year, he traveled to Lima, Peru for the World Athletics Under-20 Championships and won gold in the 110-meter hurdles, running 13.05 seconds. The next year, 2025, Tharp swept both NCAA hurdles titles. He won the NCAA Indoor Championship in the 60-meter hurdles, then claimed the NCAA Outdoor crown in the 110-meter hurdles. That summer, at the USATF Outdoor Championships in Eugene, Oregon, he won the national title at just 19 years old, lowering his personal best to 13.01 seconds, the fourth fastest time in the world that year. That result sent him to the World Championships in Tokyo, where he reached the final and finished sixth. Then came 2026. Tharp retained his NCAA Indoor 60-meter hurdles title, running 7.32 seconds. That time broke the collegiate record previously held by Olympic champion Grant Holloway, and made Tharp the third fastest performer in history over that distance indoors. He walked into the outdoor season undefeated, carrying a personal best of 13.01 seconds in the 110-meter hurdles. He was good. Everyone knew he was good. Nobody knew what was coming next. By the time he arrived in Eugene for the 2026 Outdoor Championships, Tharp already held 3 NCAA individual titles. He had won the 60-meter hurdles indoors in both 2025 and 2026, and the 110-meter hurdles outdoors in 2025. Standing at 6'4", he has the long stride that elite hurdlers are built around. He was already one of the most decorated hurdlers in college history. He was just not yet the fastest hurdler in human history. To understand what happened in Eugene, you need 2 numbers. The first is 12.80 seconds. That is the time Aries Merritt ran in Brussels in 2012, the same year he won Olympic gold in the 110-meter hurdles. For 14 years, nobody on the planet ran faster. Not at the Olympics, not at the World Championships. Nowhere. The second number is 12.98 seconds. That is the NCAA record, set by Grant Holloway in 2019. For 7 years, no college athlete had run faster than that. In hurdling, the number 13 has long meant something. Running under 13 seconds has been the line between very good and truly elite. Tharp had never done it. His best time, 13.01 seconds, was close enough to rank him 32nd on the all-time list. Breaking 13 seconds for the first time was the realistic goal heading into the NCAA Championships. Nobody, including Tharp, was talking about a world record. World records belonged to Olympic finals and Diamond League nights in Europe. They did not belong to a Wednesday afternoon semifinal at a college meet. Only a small handful of men in history had ever broken 13 seconds in this event, and almost all of them were Olympic or world champions. That was the company Tharp hoped to join. Nobody expected him to skip past that company entirely and land in a class of his own. On June 10, 2026, the NCAA Division I Outdoor Track and Field Championships opened at Hayward Field in Eugene, Oregon. The 110-meter hurdle semifinals were just one part of a long day. Semifinals exist to set up finals. Nobody expects history in a semifinal. Tharp lined up in the second heat. The wind read plus 1.0 meters per second, well within the legal limit. His start was good but not perfect. Then, between the third and fourth hurdles, he found another gear. By the fifth hurdle, the rest of the field was gone. He crossed the line and looked up at the scoreboard. It read 12.75 seconds. The broadcast booth went silent for a moment, then erupted. 12.75 with 1 meter per second of wind. That is insane, the ESPN announcer shouted. That single number changed 3 record books at once. It beat Aries Merritt's world record of 12.80 seconds by 0.05 of a second. It beat Grant Holloway's NCAA record of 12.98 seconds by 0.23 of a second. And it beat Tharp's own personal best by 0.26 of a second, all in the same race. Tharp looked stunned himself. "I'm speechless. I didn't mean to," he said afterward. Moments later, in a trackside interview, he added more. "I have more in my legs. That was not a picture-perfect race. The last 3 hurdles were kind of iffy. This round was about getting through, surviving, and advancing. This record is a huge bonus." Reaction poured in from across the sport. Olympic champion Masai Russell, one of the fastest hurdlers in the world, could only respond with disbelief at what she had just seen. Tharp's run was not the only history made that day. Earlier in the same semifinal round, Auburn's 4x100-meter relay team broke the collegiate record, running 37.75 seconds. For Auburn, the opening day of the championships had turned into one of the program's biggest days on a track. Here is why this moment mattered beyond the stopwatch. World records almost never happen at college meets. The NCAA Championships exist to crown college champions, not to rewrite the record books for the entire planet. The last time an individual world record fell at this meet was June 5, 1976, at Franklin Field in Philadelphia. A high jumper from Long Beach State named Dwight Stones cleared 7 feet, 6 3/4 inches, or 2.31 meters, setting a world record in the high jump. That was 50 years ago. Since then, generation after generation of the fastest, strongest, and highest jumping college athletes in America had competed at this meet. None of them had set a world record, until Tharp. The man who set the last NCAA world record was on the call when the next one happened, 50 years later. One detail still hangs over the performance. Like all world records, Tharp's 12.75 seconds must clear an official ratification process with World Athletics before it becomes permanent in the record books. That process takes time. Until it is complete, 12.75 seconds carries an asterisk, even while it sits at the top of the world list. A semifinal does not hand out medals. The final does. Tharp's record run did not end his championship. It only raised the stakes for what comes next. Tharp now enters the 110-meter hurdles final as the top seed and the overwhelming favorite, carrying an undefeated record through the entire 2026 season. He already won the NCAA outdoor title in 2025. If he wins again, he becomes the first hurdler since Grant Holloway in 2019 to capture back-to-back NCAA outdoor titles in the event. Other finalists will be chasing him, including Jamaica's Demario Prince, but after 12.75 seconds, the toughest competition Tharp faces might be the clock itself. Tharp made it clear he had not gotten ahead of himself. "I'm trying to focus on what's here in front of me," he said. Pointing toward the final left to run, questions are stacking up fast. Can he run that same race twice, with the entire sport watching his every step?